Hey guys, welcome to our Proquest Workshop. This is Mr. Sisson, and I want to hopefully move through this pretty quickly. The reason we're doing this is because it feels like whenever we watch you guys work through Proquest that you're not necessarily utilizing that to the best capability or getting the best information out of it. And it's a really valuable tool, and it's something that can make your life easier if you use it correctly. So we'll walk through this kind of step by step. The first thing that you need to make sure to do is to access this through the agenda. So go to Proquest database there. Some of you guys, it may take you to a screen where it asks for a zip code, phone number, what city you live in. And we've told you this Proquest is paid for by the state of Arkansas. So all that's doing is making sure that you live in the state of Arkansas. So you put in the zip code for the school, it doesn't matter, 72758, and then you can put in your number, your parents' number, whatever. It just wants to make sure that you live in Arkansas. So then we get to this screen. There's a search bar right there, and we'll just use my topic from yesterday as something to work through. So my topic yesterday was Jackie Robinson. Well, what some of us have tended to do is we want to put our whole research question into this search bar, or make the topic so specific to exactly what we're talking about. But I want to show you what happens if you do that. So Jackie Robinson, yesterday, actually I was talking about the impact of Jackie Robinson. If we search that on Proquest, it's going to bring up 12,000 results if I search the impact of Jackie Robinson. So 12,000 results, that's not bad. That's some. But I want to show you what happens when I just get to the meat of what my topic is, which is Jackie Robinson, and I search that. I get 162,000 results. So I'm going to have a lot more information here than if I do impact. The other side of that is you want to be targeted with your research. Yesterday we broke up our topics, like Jackie Robinson, into different claims or things that we would need to research. One of the things that came out of me talking about Jackie Robinson is the integration of baseball. I need to talk about the integration of baseball. So what you guys may do in your group today is divide up these smaller claims amongst each other and just research those. So if someone was in my group, I could say, hey, Mr. Lou, I'll look up Jackie Robinson. Why don't you look up the integration of baseball? And Mr. Lou would have 29,000 results to search for just on the integration of baseball. The Chief, the American Indian integration of baseball, Jackie Robinson in the integration of baseball, the integration of Major League Baseball, a team-by-team history, brushing back Jim Crow, the integration of minor league baseball. These are all really good sources. And so this would really be a helpful thing for him. So whenever we come back together, Mr. Lou could have all these things on the integration of baseball, and I would have a whole lot of stuff on Jackie Robinson. Then to kind of sort through what we have, we'll go ahead and stay with this piece right here, integration of baseball. We'll pretend like we're Mr. Lou, and we're wanting to get some research back together. There's a couple things to look at first of all. If you want to know when your article was published, look at this gray text underneath the blue link. So this one I can see was published in 2001. This one I can see was published in 2003. This one's 2009, so that's a little bit newer. 2000. So you can see where all those are. And some of you guys may be looking for primary source documents. And what we don't want to do is fall into the trap of looking at this and be like, oh, Chief, the American Indian integration of baseball, 1897, 1940. Oh, that's primary source, because it's not. Because this was published in fall 2001. If you did want to look for primary source stuff, this is a pretty key place to look over here. This publication date thing, because you can sort through years. So the integration of baseball, Jackie Robinson played for the Dodgers in 1947. The earliest these go back to is 1950, and I'm going to click on that little bar right there, and it's going to bring up all the articles from 1950 to 1959. So this one was from 1951. Reserve athletes. I don't really quite know what that is, but we might come back to it. Before Pearl Harbor and integration of economics. So this is something else that we need to be better about, is sorting through ones that don't fit. This one doesn't fit. It's talking about integration of economic background, while so it's talking about something in a Japanese colony in Peru. So I'm going to move past that. And you don't have to read it. You don't have to look at it. And honestly, as I look at all these, most of these don't have anything to do with the integration of baseball. They have the word integration and they have the word baseball in it. That doesn't mean that it's about baseball. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So I'm going to go back because that's not leading me anywhere. But what we do have is ones along here. So something else that will be really helpful for us is when you look at these bottoms right here, the bottom of each of these links, there are three things: abstract/details, full text, and full text PDF. The abstract just means it's going to take you to basically a summary of the article. So if you've clicked in, you'd be like, dude, I don't even know what this is. It's because you didn't actually click on the article, you clicked on the abstract. Some articles may only have that. They may only have the abstract. But we'll take this one. Integration of Major League Baseball. This was published in 2009, a team-by-team history. And we'll go look at the full text. You could look at the PDF too. It doesn't necessarily matter. And up here you'll see it's got the abstract. And then down here, it's got the full text. Baseball historian, member of Richard Swain. So let's see what all it says. Particularly noteworthy is the fact that all cities with two teams, New York, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Chicago, and especially Boston, had strikingly different responses to the race question, and that teams with the worst records of incorporating black team members are also those with the worst histories of hiring black managers and front office personnel, even in more recent years. I don't know if you guys caught that or if that makes sense to you, but what this sentence right here tells me is that the people or the teams or the cities that took a while to integrate or sign a black player are the same ones that aren't hiring African American managers today, and who aren't hiring African American front office personnel, which tells me that maybe some of the things that Jackie Robinson did are still out there. You know, like those same things that he's kind of up against. So one thing to hit on, the reason this is only a certain amount of information is because this is, looks like to me, this is a bigger thing. This is a book that you can buy, and this is a little synopsis or a little summary of the book. So this would be kind of useful. That's not going to be the best source, but you could use that. And I think that's one thing that we want to be able to you guys can read a source and say, you know what, that's not the best, and push it to the side. But you've got to look at multiple sources to be able to come up with things. So this source is much better. And you can see that there's a whole lot more here. And this is not a book that's just giving me a little piece. This is giving me the whole article. Baseball integration celebrated after Jackie. Next time you drive past a group of kids playing an impromptu game of baseball, slow down for a minute and sneak a peek. Is there a little Barry Bonds in that group? How about a budding Nolan Ryan or Hank Aaron? Do you see extraordinary talent in the outfield or behind home plate? So this is talking about what basically the steps that happen for integration to happen. If I was doing Jackie Robinson, Branch Rickey is going to play a huge part in that story because Branch Rickey is the guy who hired Jackie Robinson from the Brooklyn Dodgers. And what this does right here, even if I knew that Branch Rickey was the guy that hired Jackie Robinson, now I have a source that I can cite. And that's what this is about, is making sure that you're not just coming with your gut feeling to like, oh yeah, and Jackie Robinson, he was really important. Branch Rickey hired him. Well, now I can say I have a source that's from a credible, the Philadelphia Tribune, that talks about Branch Rickey hiring Jackie Robinson. So let us know if you have questions, but what your goal should be for ProQuest is get to the point where you can start sorting through what works and what doesn't. And just like happened with me, you may jump into one and say this one doesn't work. You may jump into a search and doesn't work, but just keep refining your search until you start seeing things that make sense. And then go through those articles, look for the full text, and read the full text versions. If you see abstracts, those can be helpful, but this is really the kind of stuff that you want to find, and you have to read it. You have to read it. All right, let us know if you have any questions, but hopefully we'll see you guys using ProQuest more effectively today. Thanks.